uno.
Hello, dear friends. Hello, dear friends, and welcome to a new edition of our Fun Fridays. This week we have a special treat for you, and it's our very own Marcello Patelli. Marcello is the head of our Brazil office, and it's the newest addition to the Condor Travel family. He has just 2 months on board of the ship, and his passion for his country is helping us develop new experience and new ways to see at our Brazil office. Today, Marcelo wants to share with you part of this passion through a very famous and very emblematic drink. Probably all of you know caipirinha. He will teach us about the history of Brazil through through the cachaça and the caipirinha, and also tell us a little bit about the Boteco culture, which are the traditional bars in Brazil, and how important they are for the social structure and the well-being of the Brazilian people. Without more, I present you Marcello Patelli.
Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you? Thanks for watching. Thanks for your audience. Thank you, Manu. Thank you, Inez. And Claudette. Yes, everyone's there. Okay, yeah. As Maru introduced me, I'm brand new in the company. I'm country manager for Brazil. I have quite a long experience in the market, but being part of the Condor family in this special moment that we are living is a big challenge. But I'm feeling very comfortable because I can feel the passion of our team for what we do and the commitment everyone has to deliver the best to our clients. And also, when we're talking about the best, it's not only business; it's the best mood, it's the best environment, it's the best relation. So that's what I'm looking for, and that's why I'm here for this Fun Friday. And today we're going to talk about the Boteco culture. Boteco. What the name? Brazilians' names are very complicated because a lot of words comes from the traditional Portuguese from Portugal and mixed together with words from the Indians they live here in Brazil. Also, to our immigrants, we have a lot of immigrants in this country, so we have a little bit of every part of the world. So let's talk about the Boteco. I'm going to look it down a little, just to be following my ideas here. Boteco. What is Boteco anyway? Boteco, or Boteco, depending on the region of Brazil you say, or in its diminutive form, Botequim. Botequim, it's a neighborhood bar, the meeting point for Bohemians, where you can find good drink, cheap, tasty snacks in small portions, of course, and a relaxed and friendly conversation that we're looking for afterwards, like the happy hour. Actually, people goes for Boteco in every time of the day, so we have a happy day, not a happy hour. So the name Boteco is a regressive derivation uh, of boutique, and boutique is the diminutive of boutica, and believe me, it's one of the derivations of the Greek term boutique. Boutique that you might know. Another derivation of this same term is boutique in France or bodega in Spanish. Cool, huh? That's good. So you can recognize authentic Boteco by the people who frequently go to the place, usually assiduously, and also in the way in which the consumption happens. The typical Boteco has suffered many influence over time. Some kept the tables and chairs scattered on the sidewalk in front of the Boteco. Others are too chic, so not quite a Boteco, but authentic Boteco always has like a glass counter facing the street, And standing there at the counter, it's regular starter and have what we call here stupidly cold beer, very very cold beer, or a caipirinha like the one we're gonna make today. Also, I'll teach you how to make a very Brazilian and Portuguese snack called empadinha de queijo. Delicious. We have to drink and eat, drink and eat, so keep going. Well, as making the empadinha takes a little more work, we're going to start on it, okay? Empadinha also is a diminutive of empada, which means small pie. And this word comes from the Latin term panis, which means bread, and derives to empada in Portuguese and empanada in Spanish. So they're very, very well known. So just a different way to say. And it's very simple to make, delicious, simple, and small. So you won't get fat, not too much. Let's start now, hands-on, doing the dog here. I'm not a chief, I'm not a chef, but I'll try to do my best. What the ingredients are? I made a mistake when I wrote the portions. Actually, to make one portion, you only need 1 teacup of wheat flour. So not 3. Otherwise, you're going to have a very dry dough. So let's go for 1 cup of wheat flour. 3 teaspoons of butter, which is here. I melted. I like it better. Yolk. A yolk here. I need a yolk. My assistant, Antonio, pega a gema para mim. See? I'm not exploring child, just an assistant. He loves it. Salt to taste. And that's it. That's all you need. So let's start here with the melted butter. Better because we're gonna need it like liquid. Very good. Smells good. Thank you. Okay. This is the egg yolk. It's here. Gonna use a very traditional tool to make it. No. Obrigado. Obrigado.
That's the best assistant, huh?
Yeah. Let me tell you, he makes brownie, biscuit. He loves it. I think I'm gonna explore that. Okay.
For the next Fun Friday, we can do some brownies with Antonio.
Yes. Kids class. So I'm gonna put some salt here because to give some taste, and the flour.
And there's always a strong influence of Portugal in all of Brazilians' traditions, huh?
Yeah. Well, we returned back to Portugal some of our dishes as well. But of course, because Brazil was a colony of Portugal since 1500 or 1500, 1500, it's more than 500 years ago. And Portugal, they came to Brazil, forgot a little, and then when the Spanish start to, explore the new world, the Nuevo Mundo, Portugal said, okay, let's big word because we don't want to lose the land. So they made the Treaty of Tordesillas, and they came right back to Brazil. I'm going to explain a little bit more about when we talk about the cachaça story. But and in that moment they brought everything from Portugal. So we didn't have wine, of course. We had Indians here, so they brought wine. They brought some other specialities from all over the world because Portuguese were a country with
great Navy people. No, they were explorers.
Yeah, they are everywhere. The word obrigado. It's our way to say thank you. And Portugal was in Japan as well. And in Japan, they say arigato, which sounds like obrigado. And also, we have the word botão for
Button.
button. Yeah.
Yeah, we say botón. Spanish.
Botão. In Japan, they say botão.
Button.
Yeah. We have the like a rifle, espingarda. We say espingarda. In Japan, it's espingarda because we know Portuguese. They influenced the word for a while. You know, like the
Yeah.
tea. Sorry for that, but I have to explain that because I love this story. The tea. They brought the tea from India, from China actually. And in China, they say chai. And they have this wooden box, right? And they have to write on the wooden chai. It's too long. So they decide to put only one letter. And they put the letter T. And they export it to all over the world. So in England, it's T. In Spanish,
it's
it's
T.
T.
It's T. It's the name of the letter T. I didn't know
They
that.
export the letter T. It's amazing. And the most amazing thing, in Portuguese, we don't say chai, we say chá, because we export all the T's, so they don't have the letter anymore. So,
it's interesting how history explains many of our customs now.
yes,
it's really interesting to go back and understand what we are now through history.
Yeah, well, actually, I love it. You know, as a voyager, we always love, we always like the new stories. We go for it, we chase it. So it's good to. I really like to go to Portugal. Portugal is a very interesting land. The people in Portugal are so lovely. I really I have good friends over there, and we learn a lot of our own history when we go there. So
yes, it's true.
Exactly. So then you just, go mixing with your hands. That's the best too.
Yes, the hands are the best always.
And I know at this moment everyone has very clean hands, so no worries. Then, okay, you're gonna make a dot like this, and you have to leave it resting on the fridge for half an hour. So just to save us some time, I already have it done. So let's work on a ready to go dot here. So that's the final result. It's breaking, it's normal, okay? And now we have to use a form. I have to ask for my assistant again. Antonio, me traz a forminha. Rapidinho. Very good. We made we planted some plants here, and he's wetting. Obrigado. Yeah, metal. Obrigado. So that's all the forms. I like the aluminum. I was explaining to my friends before this starts that the silicone doesn't work so well. So let's go for the aluminum. See if I'm doing the right thing here. Yeah. Okay. So how you do? You take a small portion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you
really
press
small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's
because
really small.
Exactly, because it's empadinha, not empadona. So, and you have to press against the form, and that's why silicone doesn't work so well as well. So let's press in here, and you go like this. Doesn't make you shouldn't make too thin, so you will explode in your hands when you get it, and not so thick. Otherwise, it's going to become too heavy for you. So. And then you put some more, see.
Okay.
Then you put some more in here, just to fill it up to the top. Okay.
And this is very traditional. For example, if you go to any Brazilian bar, or especially in some areas of Brazil, maybe more in Rio, or also in the Northeast.
No, actually, well,
empadinhas.
The empadinha like this, or empada, which is a little bit bigger, but it's the same thing. You find very often in botecos. You will rarely find it in restaurants. but you can find in lunch stops and parties. Everyone here in Brazil, we love party, right? So we welcome everyone on our houses and invite our friends and family, and then we make what we call salgadinhos, which is these snacks, salty snacks. So it's good to have it in small, very small portions, so everyone can have it. It's not to satisfy your hungry, but to make a moment.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Here we also have we call it piqueos.
¿Cómo se?
Piqueos, like things para
Yes.
picar. Yeah. Yes.
Because
Yes.
good.
Para picar.
I'm learning a lot. And I tell you one secret. Well, as I always say that Brazilian was the people from Brazil is a mix of everyone from the world. We have the largest immigrant colonies from Japan, Lebanon, Germany, I mean, everywhere. And my family, half of my family is from Spain, half of my family is from Italy. So I should have three citizenships. I have two. I have Spanish citizenship and the Brazilian citizenship. Because here in Brazil, you never lose your citizenship. You can have another one because we know our history and our antecedents. But I'm half European, and I'm suffering here trying to learn better to improve my Spanish, and I'm sure I'm doing. I'll do it because all the time we speak in Spanish. It's forcing me to improve it.
Yeah, yes, you will definitely improve it with all the meetings we're having with the rest of the team, because it's interesting how Brazil, because of the Portuguese, because it was a Portuguese colony, it's the only country in South America that, well, except from French Guiana probably, that doesn't speak Spanish. No, it's though the Spanish in all the countries in South America are very different. It's not the same to speak Peruvian than to speak Argentinian and to speak Ecuadorian. It's very different. But we always manage to understand perfectly each other.
Yeah.
And the Portuguese from Brazil is easier for us to understand than the Portuguese from Portugal, which is more strong. The accent is very strong. I don't understand it as well as when I hear it from Brazil.
Really? Before visiting Portugal, often as I did, I have a lot of difficult to understand their Portuguese. So, this hop on, hop off they have in Europe a lot. And I have option to listen to the guide in Spanish, English, or Portuguese. I always go for Spanish or English because Portuguese was so difficult for me to understand that. And in Portugal, I have the same thing. The Portuguese that we speak in Brazil, they say it's the more traditional, more than Portugal, because when the King John escaped from Napoleon to Brazil, then Brazil became an empire, a part of the empire. French took over Portugal, so they have a lot of influence from France. A lot of words had changed at the time. So the Portuguese that we speak in Brazil are more like the traditional one. That's interesting. Okay,
that's interesting.
When you go to Quebec, the French in Quebec is more traditional than French in France. So now we go for the filling. So what we have in here, I made a smaller portion, so it's proportional. I have here mixed together the egg and the milk, okay? Just a reminder on the ingredients. It's 1 cup of milk for this portion, 250 grams of grated Parmesan cheese, the thinner is better, 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 whole eggs, and that's it. Just mix together. So I'm going to start with the milk and the eggs already mixed. The cheese. Here in Brazil, we have this fresh cheese we call frescal. It's a lot of many places you can find something very similar. You can use it to make empadinha. So I mix together. First, I mix together the cheese and the milk with the egg.
So it's always a good idea to have already the paste done and keep it in the fridge, no? Just if you have visitors, you can quickly do an empadinha and a
Exactly,
caipirinha and have a nice talk with them.
exactly. You have many others. When you go to Boteco, you know the funniest thing in Boteco, the food is very cheap there, right? And they make uh, picos, you say in Spanish,
Mhm.
but they have make the small snacks, the finger foods, with things that we don't use every day, like liver. I don't like it, but people love it in Boteco because they eat the liver. It's like a challenge. Eat the liver. So they eat and drink cachaça so they can take it. Some plants. I mean, it's very unique. Let's say,
Very unique
uh,
and creative, probably, no? It's
and sometimes heavy. This is fun. And and this is part of his story. I mean, go to the Boteco and have these things. Mocotó. I mean, a lot of different dishes.
and
Also,
it was Norma, I
yes,
was going to ask if the butecos were also places where you had people singing or, maybe some people grabbing a guitar and making some songs or not. It was mainly for conversation.
Boteco, Boteco, original, traditional, doesn't have sound. I mean, the sound is your conversation. But
Okay.
Brazil is a very musical country. There is a state in Brazil which is Bahia, very known. We say Bahia is like a record company because everyone there, when they born, they already sing. I mean, a lot of singer and a lot of fun, good carnival as well. Axé music, we call Axé music, and so in Rio de Janeiro, let's say, we have these people that play samba. They play a kind of samba called pagode, which is a samba made with uh, three or four instruments, one singer, very relaxing, very fun. The music
Mhm.
is happy, and the music or has a lot of Brazilian things in the between. So when you're in a boteco, that may happen, and then you have like shows going on. But the original boteco doesn't have that. You have that on bars, under bars, restaurants. They actually you pay for that. You pay
To
to
listen to
watch
the music.
show exactly.
Mhm.
So, but the original Boteco is very, very simple. Boteco is very, very simple. Here in Brazil, Condor has one tour that we call Tour de Botecos. You just walk through many different botecos, and you can taste different things. You go for fancy ones, you go for the traditional ones, but you have a taste of everything. Also,
Yes. We have
yeah,
something similar here in one of our experience that we go to some of the traditional bars and also to the more fancy and modern ones. It's very interesting because you can also
yeah,
see different kinds of tribes or people going to each one of these bars. So in the
exactly.
traditional ones, you will see the more bohemian people that go there, and some of them maybe they are writers or poets,
Mhm.
and then you can go to the other bars and you see different kinds of people, and in that way you also learn a lot about the people in a place, how they
Exactly.
like to have fun, what are the things they talk about, what are the things that move their hearts. It's really interesting. It's one of our favorite experiences. That, and of
Yeah.
course, well, I'm from Peru, so we also love to eat, and we also love to go to different places and have a little bite of everything in different local restaurants.
Good food in Peru, huh?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
now
yes, it's true.
okay. I'm filling up the empadinha. So I put a little bit too much. Usually you put like a three-quarters of the content. You don't fill to the top, so you can um, expand. And also because of this pan, we're gonna use this air fry pan.
Mhm.
it gets a little bit burn on the top, which is normal. Okay, so that's it. Now we can put it, take to the oven. I'm using this very new oven.
And if you don't have one of those, you can just fry it normally in a pan with oil.
No, you never fry. Actually, this pan is an oven. It's a small oven, electrical oven.
Okay.
So you bake it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's one good thing about empadinha. It's not fried. So
That's
you have
great.
a lot of butter, you said, as you saw, but you never fry. Okay? Now, for this, I use 200 degrees centigrade for about 7 minutes. Okay. But in a regular oven, you preheat it in 180 degrees and you keep it there for 10 minutes. So you bake it in 10 minutes in 180 degrees oven. That's how we do normally. I'm doing this here because I took this place of my house because my kitchen is a mess and my daughter is there with my wife. So
Yeah, better to
we're
have
home.
your own spot.
Exactly. So let's stay here. I'll leave it here for seven minutes, and we pray. Okay. So now we can go for the caipirinha.
The caipirinha. That's
Yeah.
the most well-known cocktail from Brazil. No, caipirinha. It's everybody drinks caipirinha in Brazil. It's like very traditional, or it's more
Here.
like an export thing. Like people know
No, no,
caipirinha, but it's not ingrained so much.
no. I'll tell you a story, which is
Mhm.
very interesting at this moment because this is how I see the world, and I think most of the Brazilians see. There's always something good happening around. So caipirinha was invented around 1980. I don't know if you remember by books, of course, but in that period we have a pandemic, which was the Spanish flu,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, and caipirinha was created in the countryside of São Paulo. Uh, what happened at that time? Because of the flu, people invented a recipe, a syrup recipe, considered at the time not a cure, but a holy remedy to address the effects of the flu. Okay? And these syrup contain lemon, uh, garlic, honey, and in many cases, a little of cachaça. Don't try it at home because this is just history. Okay, there's nothing to replace the science. So that was the syrup. And of course, if you have garlic mixed with lemon mixed with uh, honey, you have a very strong medicine, but not tasty. Someone decided to take out the garlic, get a little better. But uh, honey, not that cheap, it's expensive. And we're talking about the countryside of the state of São Paulo. So they they decide to replace the honey for sugar, regular sugar. And then they invented the caipirinha. So see, it's always a good thing out of bad things.
That's
And
interesting. Mhm.
yeah, and the what caipirinha means, that's good also. Brazil has a lot of diminutives that goes to inha, inho, vinho, vinha. Caipirinha is the diminutive of caipira. And what caipira means? We're talking about countryside, right? Redneck. Caipira means redneck. So that's why the name caipirinha comes up. Caipirinha came from the countryside of the state, São Paulo, during this crazy period and brought a big relief to everyone. So, and we have this very important drink for us. It's the most traditional. We have lots more. Also in Condor Travel in Rio de Janeiro, we have the hands-on experience. People learn how to make Brazilian drinks. Mount Caipirinha, that's more, and also Brazilian cuisine. Uh, but caipirinha is the most traditional because it's the easiest and cheapest to make. You just need
Okay.
one lemon. You just need cachaça, which is very cheap, can be very expensive. The premium ones are too expensive, but the regular one, very, very cheap, very inexpensive. And sugar, nothing more, and you're happy. So let's learn how to make it. It's very, very simple, but there is a small secret in this. Okay.
And cachaça is made from sugarcane.
Yeah, cachaça. You know, one good thing the caipirinha brought to cachaça was to give cachaça the deserved place on our history. Because cachaça uh, is always related to the poorest class of society. Remember, the Portuguese brought wine. They don't drink cachaça. They drink wine. This is
Okay.
this is the symbol of richness. You know, the wealthy, the wine. The cachaça was, the Indians has a kind of cachaça called cayam, and there's a in south of Brazil. There's a city called São Vicente. It was the first city, real city in Brazil, and they found that people there they make like a wine out of the cachaça, out of the sugarcane, and this wine was making a not very, let's say, hygienic way. Okay, so they have this. They produce this in this this thing that what's the name? Wooden trough where cows eats. You know, they put there the cachaça, the sugarcane syrup, and it was fermenting because of the bacteria is there, and it creates a wine from the cachaça, the sugarcane. We call guapa, garapa, sour garapa. Someone decided to distill this wine, and then they create the cachaça, and the name came because of this wine. Let's say Portuguese gave the name to this wine. It's called cagaça. It's a bad word. It's a mix of bad word in there because of the conditions, the impurities, let's say, on that, and they give that to the slaves they brought from Africa. So at the end of the day, the slaves could drink and sleep, and they don't escape. So
that's very interesting.
Yeah,
it's very intricate with all the different parts of Brazilian history.
Yeah,
sugarcane, importance of sugarcane, all the slaves that were brought from Africa, no? And how nowadays it's also associated with sharing and having a nice conversation. It's interesting.
Yeah, and here in Brazil, a lot of people like the whiskey, the Scotch, okay, because it's cool. But by the end of the day, cachaça and whiskey is the same kind of drink, the beverage, distilled with different ingredients and ways to make. So, but cachaça also has another bad influence. Let's say there's a lot of prejudice against the cachaça. Here, when you get very, very drunk, they can say many things. You can say drunk, bebum, and you also say cachaceiro. No matter what you drink, it's cachaceiro. This is unfair. This is unfair.
Not fair for cachaça,
Yeah. No, if you go out, drink beer till you die, like a fish, okay? Only beer, only beer. And you go around, totally, we say legless throughout the streets. They say, there we go, cachaceiro. No, he's a cerveceiro, not a cachaceiro.
That's important.
Yeah. But you're right. The whole thing about cachaça is the agricultural that is, Portugal decided to bring to Brazil at the time. They had to take over the place. And we have this monoculture of sugar cane to make sugar to export to Europe. But when they found they could make cachaça out of the melaço and so on, they also found that the owners, the slave owners, the masters, they want cachaça to keep the slaves quiet, and cachaça became to be very important in that period for many reasons. One of the reasons was that also cachaça was used as a currency to negotiate slaves in Africa, exported. There is another way, another very interesting thing about cachaça. We have Minas Gerais. Minas Gerais is the land of gold and mining here in Brazil. And there is a mountain called Espinheiro, Espinhaço, very high and very cold. And we don't like cold in Brazil, right? And to help people to stay there comfortably, cachaça was used. So cachaça also helped to develop that area as well. So a lot of important things about cachaça.
Yes.
Yeah, let's drink.
So let's do our caipirinha.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll get in one piece at the end of the day. Okay. So first we have the cachaça. I use Sagatiba, which is a very good cachaça. But you know, there are many cachaça all over the world. We export a lot, so not so difficult to find. Very easy actually. There is a specialized stores worldwide that has cachaça. So here we rarely use premium cachaça for caipirinha, for any drink. Okay, rarely, because the thing about premium cachaça is to taste the cachaça, the pure cachaça. So it doesn't make sense to waste in a drink. So I have here the cachaça, well washed lemon. This is very important, the glass, okay? The glass cannot be like crystal glass. It must be thick, must be strong, because you're gonna press the lemon into it. So the sugar, okay? And ice to taste. One important hint here. A lot of people doesn't eat sugar, and they consume sweetener instead. Okay, it's fine. The only drawback is that sweetener doesn't reduce the lemon acidity. Okay, so in that case, many people here in Brazil, they don't consume sugar, prefer to use sweetener. They prefer to make caipirinha with lime instead of lemon. Actually, you can make caipirinha with any kind of fruit. Strawberry, mixed berries, pineapple is fantastic. Pineapple, cashew, marbles. There's another name for that. Mango, kiwi. I mean, but traditional one is lemon. And good thing about the other fruits, at the end you can eat lemon, you cannot. And when you eat that, you maybe get more drunk. Okay, so let's cut in the lemon. This is very important. Okay, first I'm gonna take the top and the bottom, right here from the middle. Okay, so make it flat. Okay, like this.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna take a slice from the middle just to make a decoration. Okay, so you don't have to do this. You can go over this for the next step, just because we like short.
And there are many brands of cachaça, different styles and different qualities, I can imagine.
Yes. You have the there is a regulation for cachaça, so basically all the cachaças are quite good.
Okay.
It's alcohol, but
that's good. So they're taking care that the standard is always high.
Yeah. Actually, since Brazil became a destination for big events, many things changed about health food regulations. Cachaça is a product, Brazilian product, real Brazilian product. So that's very, very certain. But you know, have the premium ones. The difference, premium ones usually are aged, you know,
Okay.
in barrels, in wood barrels, so it has another taste, or more in yellow, you know. So basically that. Now that is a tip. We're gonna cut the lemon vertically. Okay, we're gonna make like a small rectangle here, a small square actually. And at the end, you're gonna have a rectangle from the middle of the lemon. Why? I'm gonna show you why. So you cut this way. See, see this? This white thing here? Okay,
Yes.
we don't want that. We don't want that.
That's the bitterness of the lemon, no?
Exactly.
The bitter part.
The bitter part. And that's the reason we don't want that. We're using sugar, we're using everything that is good. Why are we gonna, you know? So, just waste it. And now, I'm gonna cut like in a small. Can you hear me? Good? Do this. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. So I'm gonna small squares, cubes actually, of lemon. Like this. Não, pede pra mamãe o gelo. Very good. Antônio, pede pra mamãe gelo. Antônio, pede pra mamãe gelo. My assistant. This is something very good about staying home and cooking, because everyone can participate on it. Não, meu amor. Cubo de gelo, pega lá.
Yes, it's true. It's interesting how now all our life is happening on the same place, no? We have our
Exactly.
work, a family, cooking, cleaning,
Exactly.
our hobbies, doing some sports or yoga in the morning, because it's very important to keep fit and to you know, move the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything in the same space.
Exactly. So now, usually we use like 2 tablespoons for what aqui? For to sweet the drink. I like a little bit more sweet, so it depends on your taste. Okay. Now, before you put the cachaça, we're gonna press it, squeeze it very, very well. See, we didn't remove the peel. We keep it. So now you have juice, very sweet juice.
Okay.
Okay. Can you see
Okay,
that?
so that's lemon.
Lemon and sugar only.
Basically,
At
okay.
this point.
Only
At
lemon
this
and
point.
sugar.
Exactly. Now, plenty of ice. You can fill up with ice until the top. Okay.
Okay.
Some people like to crunch the ice. I don't like it because, you know, it becomes too wetty, too watery. You don't. So I don't like that. And finally, you fill with cachaça.
Okay.
Very good. You got it. Just try to push from the bottle to the top a little. Don't try to fight against the ice because you win. Ah, fantastic.
Delicious.
And there you go. You have
Voila!
it.
Nice,
Yay!
caipirinha, yay! And now to
Now,
pour our empadinha.
now it's time for the empadilla. And look at
That's
that.
great. I can smell it here in Lima. That's nice.
No, don't worry. I can try to translate the taste and satisfaction. Little hot.
It's burning.
Okay. Now let's just try to. Wow, there's a tip also. You just do this, right? Release it. Okay. Not working, so. Ah, there you go. And we have our empadinha.
Empadinha.
Yeah, I like this. See, that's why we don't cover with the dog here because it becomes a little very crunchy. So
Yeah, that's nice.
now I have both, and you can have it at home. Don't worry if you make it and it doesn't work in the first time, but you work, and you're gonna love it, and your neighbors will love it, and you can make business out of it as well. So don't worry.
Thank you, Marcelo. That's lovely. I will practice in a while because it's early here in Lima. So probably in the afternoon, I will try some of it. It really looks great. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna try it for you and for all of our audience. Thank you, my friends. Stay safe and don't forget. Condor Travel is here for you, and our culture is here for you to discover as well when the time allowed. So don't rush. Don't rush. Okay.
Yes, we are here.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, Marcelo. Enjoy.
Bye. Say
Goodbye.
bye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
friends.
Bye.
Bye, Antonio.
Yeah.
Goodbye, friends. Thank you for being with us on this Fun Friday. I didn't present myself at the beginning. I am Maria Eugenia Daliaga. I am Director for Product and Marketing at Condor Travel. And like Marcelo said, we are here for you when the time is right. And we will continue creating these Fun Fridays to share with you some of our passion and the things we really love about our culture. So we keep connected this way, and you also know us a little bit more through other facets rather than work as well. So keep safe and have a great weekend. See you next on Friday.